Hey, it's Aaron, and today I want to talk about the 2025 Ram 1500 RHO. The RHO replaces the TRX and is a really good replacement. The TRX was kind of ridiculous. It was fun. It was a great truck. There's a lot of cool stuff in it. And, you know, anytime you shove a Hellcat into anything, it's probably going to be awesome. But really, it was overdone. It was not a Raptor killer. It was just too much. I think the same thing of the Wrangler 392. It's just too much. But anyway, the RHO is a good replacement. Before we get into what it is, let's talk about what changed for Ram trucks this year. So for this current generation started in 2019, but 2025 sees a bunch of changes across the board. They've dropped the V8 engine all the way across. There is no Hemi for the Ram 1500 this year. Instead, they have two straight six turbocharged engines that are actually a good replacement. I'll get more into that a little bit because the RHO itself kind of proves the point. So I'll get into that in a minute. The TRX, like I said, that one is dropped, and Ram added a tungsten trim as a top level trim for the 1500. So that's pretty much the changes for this year. There's some other changes, they're cosmetic and stuff, but for the most part, those are the major changes to look at. Now, getting into the RHO. So to start with, it's still more powerful than the Ford Raptor. I think that for Ram, that was an extremely important thing to accomplish. They had to stay above Ford or whatever, because the Raptor, because it was first and because it's a really great truck for off-road and fun and stuff like that. Because the Raptor is that, it sort of owns that segment. It owns this idea, and so people refer to Raptor by itself in that sense. In the same way that for a long time when we talked about a hybrid vehicle, we said Prius. This is the Prius from X company or whatever. It's the same way here. The RHO is going to suffer with being called the Raptor from Ram. So that's just how it is. When you're first and you're really good, you're kind of going to get associated with it, and the brand carries. That's just what happens. But what's happened here is Ram has turbocharged a six-cylinder engine, put a lot of work into it. It's a 3-liter straight six, and it puts out 540 horsepower, which doesn't sound like a lot until you're actually using it. It's turbocharged horsepower, so it's not the same as like your Mustang GT or whatever putting out its horsepower. This is turboed horsepower, so it happens pretty quick. The downside is that means fuel economy is not that great. You're going to be in the teens all the time with this truck, and then if you manage to hook up a trailer to it, you'll be in single digits most of that time. That's just the reality. If you want the powerful, sporty, fast drive, and you want it in a pickup truck, you're not going to get a high MPG number out of that. But you've got 13 inches of suspension travel up front, 14 inches in the back, 12 inches of ground clearance, which is nuts. It's got 35s as standard for the tires, and it does the 0 to 60 in about 4.6 seconds according to Ram. The best I could get, I did half a dozen or so runs flat-footed, so I start from zero. I don't start from rolling or any of that. I start flat from zero, so I almost never get manufacturer claims because I'm not doing it that way, and I'm not doing it on a closed circuit or whatever, a specialized racetrack. I'm doing it on a regular road. But I was able to beat 5 seconds with this truck, so it's super fast. I couldn't do that with a Raptor, so there you go. Just, you know, since Ram likes to jab the Ford, I'm gonna do it a little bit too. If you're not good at sport driving, you will need to take time to learn how to drive this truck. The reason I say that is because not all of us are Dom. Not all of us can shift 500 gears and fly through the whatever and have our classic car with all of its modern muscle under it not break. Driving a sport vehicle this large, so when you get into like the Trail Hawk, not the Trail Hawk, the Track Hawk, you get into this truck, the TRX before it, the aforementioned Wrangler 392. You get into vehicles like that with that much power, just like this one. You and the Raptor, same thing. It is not the same as driving a sports car that can go that fast. There's a huge difference between, say, the Challenger Hellcat and the Ram TRX. There's a huge difference between those, and it is very, very easy to get into trouble when you're in a vehicle this large, this high off the ground, with these huge meaty tires on them, and you're trying to do things like this. My first 0 to 60 sprint attempt, I had to let off. I jammed it down and did what I would normally do, bringing it down and hitting it hard, and I was going to lose control. I had to let off the throttle. You have to learn how to control a vehicle like this, and so I would not recommend that you go buy this and immediately try to go Bubba with it out in the sticks or on the road, on the the frontage road on the way home from the dealership or something, because you will wreck this truck. You need to spend the time to get used to it. But that said, once you are comfortable with it, holy crap, is this truck fun. This is such an awesome, awesome rig. Now, I'm not going to give you a whole lot of details about, the specs and all of that. You can look all that up if you want to know it. I gave you the basics, what you really need to know for this truck. And let me tell you, it is a great addition to the Ram lineup, and it's a lot of fun to drive. This is a very, very smart vehicle for Ram to have put out, because really right now all of the Stellantis brands, especially Dodge, Ram, and Jeep, they really need to be emphasizing their difference and not their same old, because they're not going to sell if it's just another Jeep. They got to have stuff like this. You got to have the RHO in the Ram lineup in order for all the Rams to look appealing again. And this is a hell of a halo to have for that brand. This is a great truck. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it. It's a really awesome truck. All right, this has been Aaron talking about the 2025 Ram 1500 RHO. Talk to you again soon. I would tell you what RHO stands for, but I don't actually remember. Something high output.